Okay, so in the last video we created the backend functionality to add a product review, so now we want to add it to the front end. So let's start off in constants. Let's go to our product constants, and I'm going to grab these here, and let's call this product, and let's change update to, let's say, create underscore review, and we'll go ahead and save that. Actually, we want to reset 2 on this. And then we want to open our reducer. So let's go to product reducer. And from here, we'll go ahead and just copy. Let's bring that stuff in first. I'm just going to grab this, paste that in, and change these to create underscore review. And then we'll go down to the bottom here. I'm going to copy the update reducer, paste that in, and let's change this to product create reducer. Oh, I'm sorry, product review create reducer. That's really important. And then as a default state, it's just going to be an empty object, so we can get rid of product. And then on the request, loading true, let's go ahead and change all these constants here to create review. All right, and then on success, we're just going to have success true. We don't need to pass anything in here, so we'll get rid of that. So just loading false, success true for our state, and then that's fine. And here we just want to return just an empty object. So pretty easy. Now let's add that to our store. So right here, where we're dealing with the product reducer, we're going to bring in product review create reducer. And then let's add it down here. Just copy that down. So this is going to be product review create reducer. And for the state here, we're going to call this product review create. So let's save that. Let's go to our actions now. So close these up. Let's go to product actions, and I'm just going to grab these 3 here, paste those in, and let's change this to product create underscore review. Do we call it create review or review create? Create review. All right. So down at the bottom here, let's copy update product, and let's paste that in, and I'm going to call this action create product review. And this is going to take in 2 things. It's going to take in the product ID, and then it's going to take in the review object, which will have the rating and the comment. And then down here, let's change this to create review. We'll make our request, and let's see, we have our headers with the content type and the token. And then for the request here, we're going to say Axios, and it's going to be a post request. Now we're not actually returning anything from here except for a message, which I don't really care about, so I'm just going to await Axios post. I'm not going to bother putting it into a variable. And then this is going to go to products, and then the product ID, which we want to change this to product ID like that, because that's how we passed it in. And here we want to pass in our review object. And then on our dispatch here, let's change this to create review. And then let's get rid of this because we don't need to actually send a payload. It's just going to set success to true. And then down here, let's be sure to change this constant right here to create review fail. And we'll save that. So now we have our action. Now we want to implement this in the product screen. So let's collapse all this, and then in screens, let's go to product screen because that's the single product, and let's go up to the top here, and we're going to want to bring in that action. So we already have list product details from the product actions. Let's also bring in create product review. And then after that, let's import from our constants. We want from product constants, and it's going to be product underscore create review reset, which is right here. So we'll bring that in. Now for our state, we want to add the rating and the comment. We're going to add a form to add a new review. So we'll just copy this down twice. And this one here is going to be for the rating. So set rating, and we'll set that to 0 by default. And then this here is going to be an empty string, and then this is going to be the comment. So this will be set comment and comment. So we'll add that. Now we need to bring in, let's see, we need to bring in a couple things from our state. Of course, we need the product review create that we just created. So I'm going to copy that, and let's change this, and this to product review create. And what I want to get from that is going to be just the error, the possible error, and success. So I'm going to rename error to error, and then we'll just call this product error product review, and we'll get rid of that. And then we want success. So for that, we'll say success product review. Okay, so we're also going to need the user info, because we need to make sure the user's logged in before we show them the form. So let's also copy this again, and let's get from user login, we're going to get the user info. So now let's go down to the bottom of this return here. So at the bottom where this row ends, I'm going to add another row, and let's put a column here with the size of 6. And now I want to show both the reviews and the review form. So let's put an H2 here and say reviews. So we're getting this error because we're trying to put 2 rows here, and where we have this else, it has to be one element. Just like the return can only be one parent element, so can this else. So let's just put a empty fragment start here, and then go all the way to the bottom, and under the last row here, we'll go ahead and close that so we don't get that error. So we'll say reviews, and then I want to check for reviews. Now remember, it's embedded in the product. So if we say product dot reviews, and let's say if the length is equal to 0, then let's show a message, and that message will just say no reviews. So if I save that, we should actually see that. So I'm going to go to the product page here, and let's see, if we look at the state here, reviews, oh, there is a review because we added one with Postman, that's right. So we can actually delete that. You don't have to, but if we go to Compass and we go to products, let's just refresh this. And right here, AirPods, right here, reviews, if we click this edit button, we can go ahead and delete that and click update. And then if we go back here and I reload, you're going to see no reviews. Alright, so let's go back here. So if there's no reviews, we'll show that. And then if there is, let's add a list group here. Alright, and let's give this a variant of flush. And then in the list group, I'm going to go ahead and loop through the reviews, or create a list. So let's say product.reviews.map. and for each review, let's open up a set of parentheses, and we want to have a list group item. So list group dot item, which has to have a unique key since this is a list, so we'll use review dot underscore ID for that. And then in this list group item, I'm going to put a strong tag, and in the strong tag we'll put the review dot name, so that'll be the reviewer's name, and then also the rating, because remember we put a 1 through 5 rating. I'm going to put that in our rating component that we created earlier. So this is a nice reusable component that we've been using throughout the whole project. Now the value is going to be the review.rating. I think we have to bring that in, but we'll do that after. And then we'll do a paragraph here with the review date. So let's say review.created at. Remember, we created a separate schema for the review, which we added the timestamp option to. So let's say created at and then substring, and we'll get 0 through 10. And then underneath that we'll have another paragraph, and this is going to be the comment. So review.comment. All right, I'm going to save that, and I think we have to bring rating in. Oh no, we don't, because we used it. We already used it for the product rating, so we don't have to bring that in. Okay, so that should do it as far as showing the reviews. Now we need a form to actually add a review, and that's going to go, so we have our column, we have our list group. Let's go still within the list group, but outside of this map right here, and let's create another list group item. And here we'll have an H2, and we'll say write a customer review. All right, and this is going to be only if we're logged in, so we're going to check user info. So if user info is true, then we'll just open up some parentheses, and then if it's not true, so I'll leave that for a second, and then just say if it's not true, then let's show a message. And in this message, I'm going to say, please, why is this giving me an error? Oh, because I have nothing in here. Just to get rid of that, let's do that. So please log in or sign in, but I want to have a link to the login page, so I'm going to put link to, and let's set that to /login, and we'll say please sign in, and then outside of that link we'll say to write a review. Alright, so I'm going to just save that and go back, and if I log out we should see please sign in to write a review. So I'm going to sign back in. I'm going to sign in as let's sign in as Jane, not the admin. And let's go back to that product. So now here, since we're logged in, we want to be able to see a form. So that's going to go where I put these H1s. So let's get rid of that, and let's put a form here. So form, and then on submit, and this is going to go to a submit handler. Okay, and then let's have a form group. Actually, I want to do this dot group. So form group, and give this a control ID of rating, and then let's do a form label, and we'll call this, we'll just say rating, and then our form control. Now this is going to be a select list, so I'm going to grab, let's see, where do we have a select list? Actually, I'll just type it out here. So it's going to be form.control, and I'm going to give it an as prop here, so we want as select, and then the value is going to be the rating. Remember, we set that to our component state, and then on change we're going to call an arrow function here, pass in e, and then call set rating. And we want to set it to whatever is selected, so e.target.value. And inside here, inside the form control, we're going to have some options. So the first option here, value, we're going to set that to just nothing. And this is going to say select ... And let's copy that down. And then the value for this is going to be 1. And this is going to say 1-poor. And then I'm going to copy that down. That's going to be 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have poor, fair, which is going to be 2. We're going to change the value to 2. This one's going to be 3, 3. And let's change this to good. And this one here is going to be very good, which is going to be 4. And then 5. So 5 is going to be excellent. Okay. Now underneath that we want our comment. So let's go under this form group here and create another one. So this form group, I'll give a control ID of comment, and let's add a form label of comment, and then a form control. And this form control is going to be a text area, so we'll do as text area. And let's give it a row of 3, and you can change that if you want to change the size. The value of this is going to be the comment, which is in our component state, and then the onChange is going to be a function, and we want to then set the comment to whatever is here, whatever we put in here, and that should do it. We'll save that. So we should have our comment. Let's see, what's this? Submit handler is not defined. That's okay. So under the form group for the comment, we're going to have our button. So let's do button. Let's give it a type of submit, and I'm going to give it a variant of primary. And then this is just going to say submit. Now if there's some kind of error, because remember we have that error product review, that's going to go, let's put it right below the H2. So here we'll check for error product review, and if there is one, then we'll have a message with a variant of danger, and in here we want to put whatever that error is, so error product review. So now let's create our submit handler. So we'll go up here, and we have our add to cart handler. So let's go right under that and say const submit handler. It's going to take in e, and then we want to call e.prevent default since we're submitting a form. And here is where we're going to dispatch our create product review. And what we want to pass in is first the product ID. So that can come from match.params.id, which, did we bring match in from the props? Yes, we did. So that'll be the ID, and then it needs the review. So that's going to be an object with the rating and the comment, which are coming from the component state. And then the last thing we need to look at is the use effect. So we want to check for the product review create. Well, I should say the success right here, success product review. So we'll say if success product review. If that's successful, then let's see, I'm just going to do, we're going to alert and say review submitted, and after that let's set our rating back to the default of 0, and then set the comment back to the default of just an empty string. And then we want to just call the product review create reset. So we're going to dispatch object with the type of product. What is it? This right here, product create review reset. And then let's see, list products is going to stay there. Now we want to add this success product review to the dependencies here so that it fires off when that changes. And that should do it. So let's go back now, and we should have this form here, write a customer review. So I'm going to go ahead and say excellent, and say these are great headphones, and submit. Okay, so we get not found, API products, and then the ID. So I must have messed that up in the actions. So let's go to actions and then product actions, and let's take a look. Yeah, so right here, I'm just submitting to API products and then the ID. Remember, it has to be /reviews. And it's nice that that error just shows up right there. So now let's try that again. So review submitted, okay, and then it should show right up. Jane Doe, 5 stars, these are great headphones. So we now have full review functionality, and it added to this, so 1 reviews, and the average is going to be 5 stars. We can test it out and log in with someone else. Let's log in with John Doe, or John. And let's go here again. Oh, I also want to show you that we can't do more than 1. So I'm going to have John say 2. These headphones, we'll say, do not sound great. And submit. Review submitted. Good. So now up here you can see 2 reviews, and what we have as an average is a 3.5, because we have a 5 and we have a 2. Now if I try to put something else in here and submit, I get product already reviewed. So it's not going to let John Doe review this product twice. All right, so that's it. So we have our reviews done. What we'll do next is add our search box. So I want to have a search up here, or a filter, so we can narrow down the products by search. So we'll get into that next.